Well, hi, welcome back to the KaiNexus Continuous Improvement Podcast. I'm Mark Graven, a senior advisor with KaiNexus, and we're joined today by Stephanie Hill. She is a senior lean strategist at KaiNexus. We're going to be talking about and getting a preview of her upcoming webinar. It's going to be presented December 5th, 1 o'clock Eastern. It's titled Engaging Senior Leaders to Accelerate Your Continuous Improvement Program. So you can register for that now at kainexus.com/webinars. We hope you'll attend live. You can ask questions. We always do a lot of Q&A with the webinars. If you are watching or listening to this preview after December 5th, the recording will be available. Or if you're listening to this before December 5th and can't make it, the recording will be there. I know you'll want to check it out. So again, kainexus.com/webinars, or look in the show notes for a more specific link. But we're joined by Stephanie. Thank you for being here. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing, Mark?
I am doing well. I'm excited about the webinar. We're going to give a little preview of the topic, but first off, as we always do, Stephanie, in your own words, tell everybody a little bit about yourself and your background.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. My name is Stephanie Hill, as Mark mentioned, and I am a lean strategist for KaiNexus. So if you are not familiar with KaiNexus, the mission for our company is to spread continuous improvement. So my role as a senior lean strategist is to really work with our customers to ensure that the technology that we provide really aligns with where the organization is taking their CI program, kind of both their short and their long-term goals. My background is that I've worked in continuous improvement for 23 years in about 6 different industries. I have my Master Black Belt certification in Lean Six Sigma, and I have certifications in strategic human resources leadership and scaled Agile. I live in Ohio. If you want to know what I like to do, just send me over a Lego set, because building Legos is probably one of my favorite. That, and I'm probably chilling out with my 2 ginger cats, Lucy and Henry. That's about me.
Well, we got a couple of fun facts there. So that's did the cats ever interfere with the Lego building? I bet they would.
Yes, I've had to store them all because my younger cat, Henry, he's just a year old now, and he destroys them. He just dive bombs them. Yeah.
And we'll see if we get a feline guest appearance here. Sometimes I've seen a cat very directly kind of wander through, and that happens for others. So
yeah,
we shall see. So thank you for sharing what you do and what you've done before joining KaiNexus, Stephanie. So the topic for this webinar, I think this is going to attract a big crowd. This question around engaging senior leaders. A lot of people watching or listening, a lot of people who will be attending the webinar are probably in the middle. And they're leading people. They're also trying to manage up. So, I guess my one preview question for you is, why this topic, in your own words, of why is this so important, and what's at least a glimpse into some of the recommendations or advice that you'll share in the webinar?
Yeah, I think my passion for this topic comes from a couple different lenses. So first of all, with the KaiNexus perspective, we work with customers every day, and it's very clear that the continuous improvement culture and mindset, throughout the company really relies on strong buy-in from the senior leadership team. I consider them like the influencers of the company.
Yeah.
So if they're modeling the behavior and the values that they want to see in the organization, it really, it depends on them being engaged. And then the other side of it is, as a CI practitioner, I've just witnessed a number of CI programs that have been really successful and thriving, and they've had, one senior leader who was really backing the program. And if that senior leader leaves the company, unless they have a good relationship and good buy-in from the other executives in the company, that program can start dwindling. And so I know from both lenses, I would say I really see the need to engage senior leaders and really leverage what they can bring in order to spread continuous improvement through the program. So the webinar itself, we're not going to talk about just engaging one person. We're going to look at the entire senior leadership team and look at the gaps for where you might want to have each person in terms of their engagement level. And then we'll talk about ways to sort of build an action plan for yourself in influencing them.
Yeah, and as it says in the webinar description, attendees will gain clarity on the need for executive buy-in and engagement. And so I'm curious to learn more about, how do we understand those needs, and what I hear you saying is approaching different executives may have different needs. Is that fair to say?
Sure. Yep, definitely. I mean, they're just different individuals, just like anybody else. So we wouldn't, we wouldn't come to someone on the front line and treat everyone like everybody else on the front line. So again, we want to look at every person and their unique wants and needs, and how they can use CI for their own interests and really drive that for their employees too.
It seems like some of that would be sort of role based, but some of it may be just individual human differences, different experiences, different drivers. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think if you're looking at, you can look at it at the industry level, you can look at it at the role level, but again, like the individual. So, if somebody were working in human resources, maybe they're looking at the CI program as, maybe the problem of attrition isn't so bad because we're now able to streamline the work, and it's more, people are more productive, something along those lines. However, the person who is in that role in human resources may really find value to witness the engagement of people at the front line. They may see better morale, and that might be something that's a big driver for them, more so than any metric that they've been tracking. So it's kind of getting to the heart of what's important to them.
And maybe a final thing to touch on before we wrap up here. A lot of times if people are attending webinars, it's a fairly passive experience. You're watching, you're listening, you're looking at slides. We hope people submit questions. That's the one interactive thing that we always do a lot of. But as it says here on the registration page, it sounds like it's going to be more active. That it says participants will walk away with a plan for increasing executive engagement. So you're going to have people working on that during the session.
Yep, definitely bring a pen and paper, because we're going to have you do some writing and thinking as we go through.
Well, good. It's going to be exciting, and all the more reason for people. I'll encourage, as I always do. Again, people can always check out the recording, but please do attend live. You'll have the chance to interact with Stephanie and ask questions and make it an even more interactive experience. So if you can join us live, December 5th, 1:00 Eastern. Again, the title is Engaging Senior Leaders to Accelerate Your Continuous Improvement Program. You can go to KaiNexus.com/webinars, or again, look for a link in the show notes or the YouTube description. So Stephanie, thank you in advance for doing the webinar. I'm looking forward to it. And thanks for doing a nice preview today.
Thanks. I'm looking forward to it too.
Great.
See you all soon.
We'll see them next time.